Okay, cool. Wait, am I looking at you or am I looking at or am I looking at them?
You can look at me.
My name is Eddie Ruiz, aka Loud Eddie. And I'm from Salinas, California. 831. Born and raised, baby.
Right.
So I am technically the sports and editor, or sports reporter and editor of sports as well for the Turlock Journal. I host Studio 209, which is a weekly web series. I also co-host The Blitz, which is another web series that we have for sports in our coverage area for the Journal. So we cover like 6 high schools. We're trying to get more, but I do that. I take pictures, obviously, for as many sports as I can. I stay in touch with our social media through, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff as far as sports are concerned. I do a freelance gig every now and then in the Bay Area, for ASBN, which is an amateur sports broadcasting network. And I also do PA work for the Seattle Mariners, their single A team, the Modesto Nuts right here in Modesto. I do PA work for them as well. And that I can think of off the top of my head, that's about it. I decided to go to California State University Stanislaus here in Turlock. And I pursued a communication studies degree. And it was a journalism minor as well. So I decided to go to Stanislaus, small school, small community, really personable. Classes were so small, but like the teachers were right there telling you everything, teaching you, on top of you, making sure you're gonna pass your classes, that you're gonna learn. It was what I needed at the time. I just knew it. It wasn't gonna happen anywhere else. And I was close to home, not that far. But I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the help of the professors as well, on top of other people too and other things. But the professors, man, it's critical. You listen to them, they're there for a reason. Yeah. Your internship. So if anything, I started just going online. I started asking people. I even went on Comcast Sportsnet, which I don't know what it's called now anymore. It's at NBC Bay Area, whatever it's called, that they cover the entire Bay Area sports. And I applied there, KSBW in Salinas, KSMS, which is Univision in Monterey. And sorry, I'm like working all the time. But it was a matter of reaching out, of trying to find a connection in that spot. I didn't have a connection in all of them, obviously not KSBW and not Comcast Sportsnet, but it's a matter of putting yourself out there and talking to the director, email. Honestly, in a way, not being pushy, but you're kind of telling them, like, you keep pushing yourself on the top of the line, whereas like they won't forget your name or they won't forget maybe some things about you that they need. So it's tough, man. There's not just one way to go about it. But the thing is just not giving up, and by not giving up, I mean, like, who cares if you get sad that they say no this time, which they did, by the way. Comcast Sportsnet, I was denied the first time, so I applied the next semester. And I got it the next semester. So don't be discouraged if somebody says no to you once. If I can go back and have somebody tell me something, more like pay attention a little bit more to detail. And I don't mean with work, I mean with internships. Pay more attention to detail when you're maybe out there, you don't think you're working. You think it's just like, oh, you're just watching these people do something. No, maybe lend a hand a little bit more. Maybe be a little more nosy than you think. Don't worry about those names and people saying, oh, you're nosy. Who cares, man? You're there to learn. Nobody there is going to be teaching you this stuff and feeding it to your mouth. You're an adult. You learn it yourself if you're there, if you got that chance. So if I could tell anybody that, is just don't take an opportunity for granted.
By the way, here's Tristan Crowley connecting with JR. Justin Renfro picks up 14 yards, and then number 23, Isaac Sharp. This kid's so good. A 9-yard pickup, and eventually Tristan Crowley runs it in himself. 4-yard touchdown run.
Green tea. It's vital. It works.
1, 2.